They are arguably among the most recognizable creatures in all of fantasy, often depicted as brutish, savage, and warlike. But have you ever wondered where these terrifying monsters come from? Join us as we explore the surprisingly rich history and evolution of orcs, from their literary origins to their portrayal in modern fantasy. You might be surprised at just how much depth these creatures have. The word orc first appears in Old English literature long before modern fantasy. In the epic poem Beowulf, the word Orcneus refers to monstrous creatures that live in the darkness between earth and water, presumably some kind of aquatic monster. Later, in Italian poet Ludovico Ariosto's 16th century work, Orlando Furioso, the term orco describes a man-eating giant. However, the orcs we know today were largely shaped by the imagination of J.R.R. Tolkien in his works. Orcs were twisted, corrupted versions of elves bred for evil by the dark powers. Tolkien developed the concept further, drawing from Germanic folklore and mythology. This origin made them not just monsters, but tragic figures, beings robbed of their beauty and turned into instruments of war. He also grappled with the question of whether orcs had souls or free will, since they often act as purely evil foot soldiers without individuality. Interestingly, Tolkien admitted to struggling with this moral dilemma. In an early draft of The Fellowship of the Ring, Bilbo finds Gollum in the Misty Mountains and mistakes him for an orc. This reflects the ambiguity Tolkien wrestled with, seeing orcs as both repulsive and pitiable. Another fascinating aspect is Tolkien's evolving view of orcs and goblins. Originally, he used the two words interchangeably in The Hobbit, referring to the creatures that torment Bilbo as goblins. However, over time, orcs became larger, fiercer, and more militarized in his mythology, while goblins were seen as smaller, craftier, and more numerous. This distinction later influenced countless role-playing games and fantasy novels. In Dungeons & Dragons, orcs are portrayed as a proud but often misunderstood race. Despite their imposing tusks, green skin, and love of war, orcs are sometimes capable of honor and heroism. They are frequently employed as a staple enemy race, allowing players to slay hordes of orcs and gain experience points. Video games like Warcraft have reimagined orcs as a people with their own traditions, clans, and spiritual beliefs. No longer one-dimensional villains, orcs in these games have become a formidable yet sympathetic force. Another interesting aspect of orcs is how they often mirror human fears and prejudices. Their descriptions as savage, tribal, and other have sparked debates about whether they represent real-world stereotypes. Many modern fantasy writers have tried to subvert this by creating orc characters who defy expectations, turning them into protagonists or sympathetic figures. Culturally, orcs have become an archetype, the embodiment of brute strength, chaos, and opposition to civilization. Yet paradoxically, their very popularity has made them beloved. From Tolkien's grim battlefields to humorous parodies in films and games, orcs remain endlessly adaptable. Even their appearance varies greatly depending on the medium. Some are green-skinned and tusked, others gray and deformed. Tolkien himself described orcs as dark-skinned and squint-eyed, a reflection of his own experiences fighting in the dark and claustrophobic trenches of World War I. This flexibility has allowed each generation of artists to reinvent orcs according to their vision. Ultimately, orcs represent more than just monsters. They are reflections of humanity's imaginations, sometimes terrifying, sometimes misunderstood, but always unforgettable in the realm of fantasy. Whether you encounter them in epic tales, tabletop adventures, or vast virtual worlds, orcs continue to captivate our collective imagination and remind us of the boundless creativity that exists within the realms of fantasy. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the fascinating world of orcs. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the realms of imagination.